Well, 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 looks like they have added the CCX into CDT. And yes, I have absolutely made it look like the one that the Stig crashed in Top Gear. But that's not the only bit of interest to this car. Allow me to explain. It's becoming a tradition now in CDT to have a Koenigsegg CC series at Easter, because Koenigseggs are commonly abbreviated to egg, so, Easter related. This is the CCX. This had 806 horsepower, which doesn't seem like much, until you realise this car was released in 2006. So yeah, that's a lot of power back then. There's also no driver aids, and it's rear-wheel drive. And until it got crashed, there was no rear wing on the back, which is why I've deleted mine. Because this car was made famous by Top Gear. See, back in 2006, Series 8 Episode 1 is the episode, by the way, Top Gear was testing this car, and when they handed it to the Stig to drive around the track, he set a 123.9, but he thought he could go faster. So they sent him round again, and then as he was approaching the follow-through, the back end stepped out, he overcorrected it, and ended up spinning off the track at 120 miles an hour. Now, for any other car brand, this might just seem like, oh, that's a shame, they've crashed one of our cars, we're going to have to repair it. But because Top Gear is possibly the biggest motoring show in the world, or should I say, in the world, this was something that brought Koenigsegg quite a bit of publicity. So, effectively, crashing a car made them more famous. Interesting to note. This is one of the earliest Koenigseggs. Before it, there was the CC8S, and it was released about the same time as the CCR, I believe. Other than that, nothing else. So this is basically when Koenigseggs were absolutely brutal, designed for top speed only. A far cry from what we know now, which is why the original CCXs didn't have a rear wing. And with 806 horsepower going to the rear wheels, that meant the handling was, well, there's only one word for it: lethal. These things were notorious for spinning off. The CC8S was already difficult enough to control with 665 horsepower, but this with 806, absolutely horrendous. Which is why when Top Gear ended up crashing it, it was sent back to Koenigsegg, and all subsequent cars were fitted with the rear wing, which you can actually attach on this. But I prefer to keep it off, even if the rear wing does look quite cool. So that's interesting to note. The CC8S also has quite a decent bloodline in your CDT. This is only one of the many CC series cars there is. There's the CCX Vita, so that's this one. There's the CC8S, which is somewhere here. There's also the CCGT. Here's the CCGT. And the CC850. So yeah, quite a few. I don't have the CC850. Now, this is an event car, which means it's free. Well, most event cars are free anyway. So giving any random player a 250-mile-an-hour car, near enough, for free, is probably not the best idea. Especially when it's as fast as this. This thing is amazing. It's very quick. The numbers just keep going up and up and up relentlessly. They don't stop. So it very much rams into the 248-mile-an-hour top speed. The power is just brutal. And, oh, I've crashed it. Why am I not surprised? You've put a rear-wheel drive car with 806 horsepower in my hands. Not the best idea, but you definitely can feel each one of those 806 horsepowers. It's a good sensation as well. And now we're coming to the difficult subject of handling. Traditionally not the original CCX's strong point. But in this, it's not actually as bad as you might expect it. It's pretty decent, to be honest. There is still, obviously, work to be done, but it isn't too bad. I quite like it. Although, to be honest, you just know that the handling doesn't do justice to the power. You really can't use any of that power in the corners. It's very much limited. Kind of a shame, but also accurate to real life. At least with the originals. Which is why it's inaccurate to real life, because this CCX is one of the facelifts, the one which came with the Top Gear rear wing. So, why? Why does it handle this way? I don't know. Who knows, maybe the fact I've removed the wing has actually decreased its handling stat. That'd be interesting to think about. But either way, it's still, you know, average, let's say. We come to the subject of grip and drifting, which is problematic. Even with the wing, the CCX was quite difficult to handle. But in this, there is very little in the way of grip. I am using quite a bit of energy to bring it to heel. Not obviously real energy, I'm just, you know, takes a bit of talent, which I don't have. But eventually, eventually, you can bring that slippery fish-like body to heel. And then it's not too bad. Even if it is still quite buttock clenching. But it is relatively fun. I do quite like it, even if you do have to put quite a bit of effort into it and remember to, you know, it takes a bit of getting used to, shall we say. God damn it, I've crashed it. And, oh god, my frames. And now we come to the subject of the racetrack. How fast can it do a lap of the circuit? Well, probably not very fast if my phone keeps having a tantrum. But anyway, we'll gloss over that. Come on, zoom out. Zoom out. You do what I tell you, that's your job. Jesus Christ. I am not sure this is going to do very well. I mean, despite the fact it is quite quick and it's rated as being good handling, that rating is also a complete load of bollocks. I know, I'm very, what's the word? Polite. sometimes. Anyway, this should be interesting. I'll say no more than that. Ooh. Oh, okay. Lightning quick steering. Like, really good. Even if the tyres are really being tortured for this, the steering is really quick, and I like that. Brake, turn in. Nice. Good, good. Keep at the top of third. Middle of fourth. Nice. This is good. This is really good. I was not expecting it to be this good, but it is quite good. 38.8 isn't really too shabby. For a standard car, this quick, and with this admittedly poor handling, 38.8 is very much impressive. This car surprised me, but there is one small problem. The small problem is I'm starting to get annoyed that we're just getting CC series Corvettes, Koenigseggs, every year. Just feels like they're all the same. The CC850, the CCX Ultra Vita, the CC8S, the CCGT. They're all, you know, rear-wheel drive Koenigseggs with a lot of power and not enough handling and not enough differences. There are obviously differences, but I just struggle to find them, and that's annoying. And to be honest, I honestly couldn't give two flying fucks either way, because I really like this car. It's brilliantly quick, feels so good on track, and is, you know, interesting. It's got a nice amount of charisma, just like all the classic Koenigseggs. So thank you for watching. Find 80 eggs on the map pronto, because you're really going to want this car, especially if you're just starting out. Because it's pretty bloody good.